Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.
Good evening and welcome to the Wolves Den here on the campus of Cosumnes Oaks High School for the second of two semifinal battles here in the annual Running with the Pack Invitational Tournament. And in this semifinal, host Cosumnes Oaks taking on the visiting University Prep Panthers from Reading. With Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James. Welcome to the show, and we're looking forward to this battle. Now, we saw both squads last night. Very impressed with both of them, and this should be a real brawl tonight, Goody.
Oh, this is a game that I definitely wanted to see. Glad Coach got the round-robin matchup to see this, but these two teams are really, really talented. One can shoot really, really well, and the other is really big and athletic.
Well, let's take a closer look at last night's results, the last outings for these squads, Lauren.
Well, Vacaville came out big over University Prep, but let's not be fooled. Panthers came out in a big early 10-point lead. They also hit 12 threes. They got a 1-2 punch combo with Stevens, and they can have a low post presence. So I know the Wolfpack is really concerned about their shooting ability. Don't sleep on University Prep. They're a really, really well-coached team, and Coach said they're really focused and locked in.
And the other half of that 1-2 is Hawes. They're going to really have to be aware of his presence inside. He was very impressive. Now, of course, Cosumnes Oaks, they had a cakewalk last night against Rosemont. It was a mismatch in all regards, and I really admired head coach Sheridan Crichton in his use of his entire roster. He played his second string in the second and fourth quarters.
Oh, big minutes too.
In big minutes, and still, they played for 89 points. But they have a very balanced attack, and of course, some definite star power there with Miller.
Yeah, and Childs. They have a 1-2 combo. They hit really, really well. They had a significant lead the whole game, but I liked how they really were disciplined and trying to work on being better, even though they knew they weren't playing that type of opponent, because they knew they either had Vacaville or this University Prep team the next night.
Well, impact players always figure prominently, and in tournament play, it just seems more so because it's early in the season, and oftentimes teams like this haven't seen each other, except maybe a glimpse in a previous night of the tournament. And University Prep, I would say for impact, Damon Rendawa made some impact last night with his 4 threes off the bench, part of the 12 that you mentioned that they had for the game. Coach's son, Tanner Stevens, nice job for the junior forward in all regards. And Hawes is a presence inside. He is a force to be reckoned with by the Wolfpack tonight, certainly.
Yeah, they have a really, really strong 3-power punch, as well as they have guys that can come off the bench and relieve, and then they know they're going to have a all-out battle. It's interesting to see these two bigs go at each other, too, because I think Hall can really be the difference maker along with those 3 shooters.
I fully agree. Now, for the Wolfpack, they've got a big 3 they're going to come with, and Orban, scrappy guard, factors into their rotation and their game plan effectively. He doesn't look to shoot too much, but knows how to distribute, and tough on D.
Oh, he plays really well, and he got into that starting lineup. I got to see them earlier against Sac High. He didn't start, but then he's in the starting lineup now, and I like the switch. You need that little off guard who can kind of shoot when they're ready. Really doesn't need a lot of attention because they have a lot of attention with Childs and Miller. Childs really coming off strong, trying to get his foot in the door and having a presence, but Miller's really coming off big, and he had that double-double, 17 and 12 easily, and it probably could have had more, but it was just an easy win last night.
Well, we just had a note passed to us, a late scratch and switch. It's not really a scratch, but it is a switch for head coach Sheridan Crite. Orban will come off the bench. I should say off the bench tonight. It's going to be Martin Billings getting the call in just his second game back from an injury. We saw a spot play out of him last night, but he could be a force.
Oh, the kid is explosive and really, really good. Like we talked about, it's early, it's preseason. We can make changes, we can make rotations, especially when you have early season injuries. But he came in last night and was really explosive, impressive with his development and how his skill package was put together. I think him coming off to start tonight will be really key for his defense. I think he plays really, really good defense, as well as getting his team going and trying to push in transition where University Prep shoots a lot of threes, and they're going to need a guy like Billings who can defend really, really well.
Both clubs come in at 4-2 early in the season, and a victory needed this evening in order to advance to the championship ball game. Vacaville is already in, and Dave Larson provided some great stats in that opening win by Vacaville, and what got them over against a good Cordova ball club was their three-point shooting, 10 out of 20 for Vacaville, and out-rebounding the Lancers 31-19. So that's the way to victory. We'll be right back for tonight's opening tip-off when we return. Stay with us.
It used to be simple. When I was young and couldn't figure things out, I asked for help. I let someone know when I got hurt, or scared, or sad. As I grew older, things got more complicated. Sometimes people let me down, so I solved my own problems. Then I joined the military. They trained me to be strong. I learned to carry my own weight, and sometimes the weight of others. Now that I'm home, it seems hard to fit back in. Reaching out is difficult because I want to do it on my own. Remember when you were young? Asking for help was simple. We asked for help. You don't have to do this alone. Veterans like us have faced similar challenges. We're not alone at MakeTheConnection.net.
That was a rousing rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner given to us by Tenali Burrowman. And she's a student here at Cosumnes Oaks High School, a freshman, and she belted that out. I still say one of the most difficult songs to sing, particularly without accompaniment.
She did really, really well.
Really, really well might be an understatement. Tenali Burrowman. Well, let's examine our starting lineups in tonight's nightcap. Again, it's University Prep of Reading, and we'll see their introductions. Kevin Cox coming out first. He's one of the guards. They have a guard-heavy lineup. Aiden Lippman and Owen Lanning also, but their front court with Stevens and Hawes imposing. They'll have to be accounted for with box outs and tough D. A nice 5 right there for head coach Mark Stevens in his 6th year guiding University Prep and coming off a 27-win season for the Panthers.
They're really together. And something that you don't see a lot, too, at this level is a single coach. He's coaching by himself, and they're really locked in and listen to him. And like you said earlier, those bigger guards are going to create some difficulty for Cosumnes Oaks if they don't box out.
In his first year as head coach here for the Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack, Sheridan Cricht has a nice ensemble. They're coming in with high hopes for this season. Billings getting the call, a big swing man working in the back with the outstanding Chris Childs. Hanson, Lester, and high-scoring Ravenna Miller form their front line, and Miller quite a sight to see last night.
Oh, he's really, really impressive. And see, I wish you would probably tonight you're going to see a better game from him. But when I got to see him play against Sac High, he played so big, so extremely strong, finished with 22 points, complete total package. And that's a premier team. He's going to have a good, solid a D1 post player in Hall, who he's going to have to play against, different size, different lookup. But when I see him play against the bigger, better post players, he's played extremely well this season, and he's been such a good spark for the Wolfpacks.
Well, keeping things fair and square, assigned by the NCOA, our referee tonight, Lawrence Guidry, working with umpire Gary Workman.
It's a good crew.
There they are at the score table across the way, and hopefully we'll be able to get some of the foul calls on the opposite side of the floor.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. Stan, okay. Miller jumping against Hawes. Tapped by both players. It'll go to the Panthers' first possession. That's Lippman handling, and now he gives it off, and nice ball movement here early on by University Prep, coming in at 4-2 on the season. Open J on the way, a miss. There he is. Hawes turn and wheel and missed the hook. Good rebounding there. Billings making his presence felt already. Chris Childs, standout senior guard on this squad. You'll see some exceptional play from him this evening. Knife inside, short on that layup try, but he got himself open with a nice move. Rebounded clean. Take it strong. That's a travel from here to there. All
day. That extra foot stepped out. I really like both teams coming out in the man-to-man, face each other, mano-y-mano, no zone, no sagging in. I like that. We'll see how they'll be able to create on both sides.
Straight away, Miller time. Ravenna Miller has the game's first bucket. Wolfpack by 2. Nearly a turnover, but Cox chases it down. Drive and kick. Corner J on the way, around and out. Miller rebound. Panthers not reluctant to shoot the 3 ball, and they dropped 12 of them last night. Left-handed flip is short. Transition by the Panthers. Hawes, runner strong. Childs rebound. Transition. Childs knocked off balance, misses the layup. The other way now, Lippman to the trailer Hawes, and he can hit those, but not this time. Didn't have his feet set. Wipes his hands off. Air ball's a turnover.
Seeing a little bit of difficulty as both have kind of stepped up in their opponent who they're playing against. Even though University Prep played a really good team in Vacaville yesterday, you can see both of them are being matched, and the intensity is there. Now we're seeing a little zone from University Prep, which is very interesting, trying to cut off that dribble drive penetration.
Trouble with the dribble, loose ball, and a tie-up involving Miller. So the ball's awarded to the Wolfpack. Baseline left inbound. Corner jumper missed by Miller. Collision and loose ball picked up by the Panthers. Down 2 here. We played nearly 3 minutes. A little early game jitters, I suppose. Not much scoring yet. Drive and a miss. Nice rebound there, but the follow-up missed. Miller couldn't quite find the handle on that release. Missed the jumper transition, but the ball stolen away. Boy, that was outstanding by Childs. Blocked by Cox, a loose ball, and it's a Wolfpack turnover. Interception. Both teams a little anxious right now.
And they're going to have to settle in as coach is looking on. I don't remember yesterday Childs having the shoulder sleeve on.
Nor do I. Childs left open, and he misses short. Flat foot rebound taken away by the Panthers. Flip side of quarter number 1. That's a wide open runner from the foul line. Cox tied up. And it's a held ball tie up there created by Childs. Cox out. Into the ball game, Owen Lanning, number 11.
Right now, especially for University Prep, is just finding the right pieces to get some offense going. And once somebody opens that seal on the rim, I think they'll be looking a little bit better.
It is sealed pretty tight. Just 2 points in the ball game. Hawes a miss straight away. Leaping rebound, Miller. Knifing inside and a sweet running layup. 4-0 now. Turnover, University. And the Wolfpack gives it right back. Ice cold shooting and sloppy ball handling. A miss and a Hawes rebound. Up the floor, Lippman. Cut off by Childs. Corner jump shot hit. And a collision and a foul. Away from the ball. Hawes 31.
Double foul.
Foul on each of them.
Was bucket good?
Yes, it was. I do not. I don't even know what it is. 4-3. Cosumnes Oaks by 1. Timeout on the floor. And I guess we're going to get a clarification from our game officials. I thought it looked like somebody stated double foul, but the corner 3 was good.
Didn't even see who that corner 3 was by because the double foul collision. Like the double foul collision was such a distraction, which even Ha got up looking like I was the one grabbed down.
So Coach Stevens of University getting a full explanation from Gary Workman in front of that Panther bench. And as the smoke clears, Cosumnes Oaks will have the rock. Miller will inbound to the outstanding Ishmael Rayberg, one of the area's terrific football players. Up the floor, Fitzgerald drives in, pulls up, misses. Hawes with the board, sends it ahead. It goes to Lippman, who feeds it, and a layup off the left side.
Good, smart heads-up play. Way to run the lane by Lipton.
So Stevens has the bucket, and he'll be at the stripe trying to complete a three-point play. They're on top now, 5-4, make it 6-4. Three-point play and a three-point bucket gives the visitors 6. Corner jumper on the way, drained beautifully. Up the sideline, Stevens has it, doubled. Skip pass, broken up. Childs tough on defense over there for the Wolfpack. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in a sticky first quarter here of this semifinal. Winner tonight will go to the championship game against the Vacaville Bulldogs. Left wide open, corner jump shot is killed by Kevin Cox, his second of the game, and it's now 9-7. Childs, a kick out, Fitzgerald, got it. Back-to-back threes.
He seems very focused tonight, Will.
Near break up there, boy, he's hustling. 10-9 Wolfpack. Battle of three balls so far, both clubs with a pair of them. Lippman defended tough. Stevens a pull-up. Shot falls home. Nice touch. He's in for 5, and it's an 11-10 Panther lead as the game picking up now with about a minute to go in the quarter. Miller, Rayberg, short, over and off, tapped out long. Here comes Lippman, 1-on-2, tapped away by Rayberg. Nice hands, good speed. Panthers will keep the rock.
A lot of difficulty at the table this second game.
Cox, drive on Childs. Cross courts it. Lippman feeds Hawes. He misses the chippy. Stevens misses the follow, gets it back and sticks it in.
Stevens was a problem last night as well. His height, his length, but what his ability he can do, he's some trouble on that long wing.
Oh, Hawes and Stevens both about 6'6". Shot inside, blocked away by Johnson. Here's Childs' jump shot falling short. Run down. Jumper missed. Over the back foul is the easy one to call. Johnson with the foul. So with 16 seconds left, I'm hoping this late flurry in the quarter by both teams is going to be an indication of what's to come. Into the ball game for the first time, Daman Randawa will inbound. He had 4 threes last night, 4 of the Panthers' 12. But you see some pressure here is probably going to push some of the clock right out of this remaining 7 seconds. Ball fake, runner down! Aiden Lippman beats the buzzer.
Good executed play by University Prep. Exactly what you need down the stretch.
15-10, visitors on top. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Well, here's Blue 2. It's beat the buzzer time on a bank shot, a runner by Aiden Lippman, and it boosts the University Prep lead to 5 as we open second quarter action here from Cosumnes Oaks High School. The host Wolfpack broke out on top 4-0, but since then it's been a 15-6 run
by University Prep, and they're doing really, really well. But you know the switch? They're in this 2-3 zone, and it's made an impact on the speed and how they want to attack the seam. So see Miller working that high-low, if they can get the ball into him and kind of get some cuts off of that.
Rayberg feeds the foul line. Miller, turn and fire. Yes. Well, that's a good place to go when your offense is kind of stagnant. Now they show the full pressure.
And Cosumnes Oaks likes to do that. They go from the 2-2-1 to the full court man, and they just try to pressure the ball all over.
Hawes, height advantage on Miller, who takes it away from him. Break up and steal. Rendawa's got it, and it's poked out of bounds by Miller. Tempo picking up here as well as the intensity.
Well, to get back in this ball game and really settle things down, Cosumnes Oaks is going to have to play tremendous defense, as you see Coach Stevens talking over his team. They've just been so patient and so, taking their time on their shots. Good tip, deflection didn't go away, but CO's going to have to pick the defense up for sure.
Cox sneaks inside and kicks it to Stevens. Hawes, though, good position, good timing. Put back down. There he is.
Big body.
Back to a 5-point lead for the visiting Panthers. Right now, Cosumnes Oaks has its hands full. Corner J on the way. Well short. Error. Stevens rebounds it, and it's poked away by Rayberg, but University Prep will hold on to the rock. And here again, we see that extended pressure. Miller sits down for a rest. It probably won't be too long.
Hand checked all the way.
Non-shooting, it'll be an inbound from the right baseline coming from Kevin Cox. Rendawa. Hawes sends it outside, and pull-up jumper is drained beautifully. Aiden Lippman, his second 2-point basket. And University creeps out now to a 7-point lead. A runner off the back iron. Stevens a rebound, and he's fouled. Well, things becoming problematic for the hosts right now. Hansen with the foul. Inbound to Rendawa. Early here in the second at the 5:40 mark. Now here comes Cox down the slot. Stevens, kick out.
Good, strong jab step. I really like the University Prep team. They really set you up before they try to go attack or get to the basket.
Stevens a miss, keeps it alive. Follow up Rendawa, a miss on the bank. Stevens a third try, sticks it home with the left.
Stevens is looking well in his form right now as he's coming out big for University Prep.
Straightaway air ball. Missed badly by Robinson. Out of bounds. And right now, the visitors working on a 21-12 lead. Timeout taken by University Prep. Or is it, what are they at? No, it's taken by Cosumnes Oaks. It's a 30. As you can see, the host bench here not looking all that pleased about the situation.
No, they're going to have to settle down. This is something, too, that I saw in them early. They struggle with their execution when they're stopped. When they're in transition and they're free-flowing, they're really, really well. So they're going to have to find a way to score in the half court because they're preparing for a very, very strong delta where they're going to have to score points and they're going to have to score in a flurry. So if their defense is not creating points for them, it's going to be important that they'll be able to get some in the second half. But University Prep, you see, moving the ball really well. Stevens really breaking out in this game. I saw him with a lot of potential yesterday, but he's really stepping up. Ha hasn't been able to get going, but you see there a little float over the top. It's the extra effort. And we talked about this. Cosumnes Oaks guards are going to have to box out a guy like that. He's just scoring at will. Another offensive rebound to an easy bucket.
Okay, Panthers to inbound early here in the second at the 5-10. Hawes will beat Miller up the floor and get into the front court and now take it strong and sweetly lay it home.
That was sweet.
And the crowd a little bit shocked right now. 23-12. University Prep playing extremely well. Tap away and a backcourt. And it's a turnover. When in doubt, go for the ball, right?
When in doubt, always go for the ball. And that's one thing that makes me very nervous about Cosumnes Oaks. Are they willing, and you see Coach looking on, are they willing to give the extra effort? Right now, this is a key point in the game. 4 minutes left in this half. They're going to have to go after it. You put the starting group back in. Show me more effort than that.
Cox through heavy pressure. And I'm wondering how long the Panthers can keep this up before showing some fatigue. They're playing real hard. Left open, short on the deep J. Up the floor. Transition, loose ball, pops out.
Just not getting the buckets they want. I'm almost in stun mode right now. The fact that they can't score so easily. And even coaches on the bench, the team's looking on, is like they're trying to figure out how can they get points easily. The zone is becoming very complex for the Wolfpack, and what they're trying to do, maybe create for Miller. As you see, he catches the ball on the wing right now.
What'll they settle for, and how patient are they? That is a turnover.
Catch and shoot. Catch and shoot. Coaches on the sideline right now are trying to figure out something to draw up. University Prep, one thing I really like about this team is their rotations is so solid. First, maybe 7 through 8, he plays everybody, but the first 7 through 8, maybe even 9, they're just so solid they don't fall off, and that's what you need. Easy layup.
Here's a run out and a layup as Littman beats Miller to the bucket for his 6th point. 25-12, University Prep.
Right now, I think University Prep is just playing smarter and harder than the Wolfpack.
And probably right now, Coach Cameron of Vacaville is really thanking lucky stars that he was able to defeat this team last night.
Yes.
Miller with a bucket. 25-14, Prep by 11.
The University Prep showed me this last night. They just moved the ball so well. They just moved the ball so well, find the open man. Everybody's very unselfish. You see Stevens getting right back to the line.
Yes, he is. And I imagine Coach Mark Stevens very pleased with number 14 in his early flurry of 9 points here in the first half. So let's take another look at that baseline drive.
Well, this is something that he wants to create on time. He goes to the low side, just tries to throw it up. Shouldn't have probably reached in right there. You had the help side. You don't have to reach for that. Just see if he can shoot over the top. But that's what those small, little shifty guards do. They like to get their hands in things, and Stevens just capitalized off of it, making 2 free throws.
He's 3 out of 3 from the stripe. 11 for the game. Rayberg to Miller, turn and fire, short on the jumper. Look at that steal. Oh my goodness. Rayberg is so quick. Woo-wee.
Extremely quick. We thought he was quick on the football field playing free safety. He looks extremely fast on this court, 94 feet.
Littman into the front court under heavy pressure. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the half. A break up by Rayberg. Sweet. Steal, drive, and layup. Ishmael Rayberg.
Right on time. Rayberg's the X factor for defense for sure for Cosumnes Oaks. And everybody's going to have to play at that level, try to meet that intensity, at least on the weak side, to get those extra steals.
Easy money for Hawes. Nicely done there.
Good little pause to not get that block and then finish really strong. He's impressing me.
29-16, a bad turnover there. Wolfpack sputtering here in the first half. Hawes. A charge and a foul. Fortunately, no one hurt on the play.
All day, big fella, but I like that. I like him getting the guy in the air, trying to put the ball on the deck and trying to create something out of it. But it's really important. I think that's his second foul that he finishes with no extra fouls, plays really disciplined. But Stevens and Hall, again, the tandem is creating a lot of trouble.
Full timeout taken by Cosumnes Oaks here at the 2:07. We'll take a look at the charging foul against Hawes. Here's the drive, kick it back, and a nice ball fake to get Miller out of the building. But good defensive position.
Probably should have just stopped and shot right there.
Stop and pop.
Stop and pop.
Against the shorter defender. And next time he probably will, but 13-point cushion right now, much to the amazement of the host fans. And just what Coach Stevens wanted to do with University is get off to a solid start.
Yes, and he wanted to respond from last night. He felt like his team finished really, really strong at the end of the third and the fourth against Vacaville. They tried to put on that push. So he was very optimistic. Even though getting a loss is the best part about a tournament, you got a game the next night to bounce back.
Wolfpack inbound, Miller to Rayberg. Up the floor here at the 2-minute mark. See what they can get going. I don't know if that's what they wanted, but they'll get a second opportunity. Deep outside shot there. Here's Rayberg firing and hitting. That's a 3-ball, and he's been a spark off the bench. As much with his defense as with his scoring. He's got 5 points and 2 steals in this flurry. Trims the deficit to 10. Break up and steal. Boom! A big-time slam right there. .113 to go.
And I like Darius Lester on that last dunk.
Inside bucket there. 31-21. A miss and a Hawes rebound. Lester had the slam to cut it to 10. Now less than a minute to go here. Into the front court, Kevin Cox. Hawes to Stevens, turn and fire, a miss from 3-ball range. On the floor, nearly picked. 30 seconds to go. Here he is. Cannot finish up. Cox, good position in front of Rayberg for that rebound. 20 seconds left in the half. I know Coach Stevens would like to hold on to this double-digit lead.
A little frantic, but whoever can capitalize off this last bucket.
Bad pass, Rendawa, run out. Got it.
Needed that steal.
Johnson with the bucket. Trims it to 8. And there's a buzzer ending the first half, and not so surprising to us, but maybe to some of these fans, an outstanding first half by the visitors from Reading.
Yes, which they came out last night and impressed the same way. I wouldn't expect anything else. They just came out really, really focused. Cosumnes Oaks is going to go in the locker room and try to get things together.
Well, we're going to come back after this break, and we'll see what's going on in the second half of this one. The hosts are going to have to scramble it back together to reach the finals. So stay with us. More to come on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Greg, come on man, let's put a ride home.
Hi, I'm Lourdes Stefan, host of Univision's Sal y Pimienta. Cancer doesn't just change the way you feel, it changes the way you look. From losing your hair, even your eyebrows, to changes in your skin and nails, cancer treatment can rob you of your confidence and self-esteem. But Look Good, Feel Better changes all that. More than 800,000 women have learned how to address the appearance side effects of cancer treatment through our workshops. Visit lookgoodfeelbetter.org to find a free workshop near you. Let Look Good, Feel Better help you feel like you again.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Well, we are at the home of Cosumnes Oaks, and University Prep has the lead, 31-23 over the Wolfpack right now. And it's been a strong showing by University Prep. These two teams really battling it out. University Prep bouncing back from a loss last night, but it's going to be up to the Wolfpack if they are able to come into this second half and really emerge. Really able to get some inside presence and get Miller the basketball. I have my great statistician here with me, but goodies grade card, something new we are doing this year for basketball season, is my ranking. You see the top 5, Sheldon, Jesuit, Oak Ridge, Grant, and Capital. Next 5, Franklin, Folsom, Rockland, Inderkum, and Sacramento. On the bubble, Monterey, Burbank, Wood Creek, Elk Grove, and coming in at 15th, Cosumnes Oaks. Now, there's a lot of basketball going on. I got a lot of eyes all over the city checking stats and scores, and this will definitely be changed. But I thought this was a good starting group of 15. Now, there's a lot of teams that I have on the bubble under that 15. A lot of teams haven't played as much competition. As well as preseason being in full swing. We have a lot of people that are in that top of that bracket who are traveling out of the city and state. So we're going to have some updates. We got a Cordova tournament coming up in a week and a half or so, but that ranking will shuffle. It's great to kind of get that first 15 out the way and see how people respond after that.
It will be, and it's still young in the season. I mean, we're early on. A lot of things are going to unfold for us, but rankings are a measurement that I suppose is necessary at this point in time, but things do change radically as the season progresses.
Yes, and there's a lot. One thing I will say, overall in this area, we have really went out and tried to play some teams. So we've gotten some really good matchups. A lot of those top 10 playing teams from SoCal and the best in the Bay Area. So the wins will fluctuate up and down, but a good starting point is where we wanted to kick off, and really solid with that 15. But I know there will be changes. There's changes already tonight.
Oh, yeah, and the outcome of this game may be included in that comment. Well, let's take a little break and come back for more during our halftime discussion. Right now, University Prep of Reading in charge, 31-23. The winner of this game will go to the championship game. Stay with us.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Selfie. Nailed it.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
There you see the halftime score. University Prep, an outstanding first half of play as the visiting team tonight, getting big dividends from that front line we spoke of, Lauren Goodman, Stevens and Hawes, tough customers there. And the guards scrappy enough to play tough D, run some transition, and chip in with 12 points between Cox, Lippman, and Lanning.
They had a balanced attack. The way they're coached, everybody's rotating, everybody gets opportunity, and that's what we pretty much saw from them in the first half. Everybody taking shots when they're open. When you're not open, make the right pass.
It would be nice to have heard the halftime discussion in both locker rooms.
Yeah.
I imagine first-year head coach Sheridan Cricht may have had a wee bit more to say to the Wolfpack after a very slow start.
And one thing you can know always, I think, kind of how the conversation went based off how the teams come out and warm up. University Prep came out to shoot the ball, and they're actually making some of these shots. Coach has everybody spotted up around three-point line getting shots, as we see right here in this visual. In the locker room right now, if CO's they've obviously been in there for the whole time. There's a minute and a half left, so they're getting an earful, but they're going to have to come out and come with some energy, pick the momentum up. They finished really strong in that second quarter, but they're going to have to build off that to go ahead and complete the game. But it's also about starting off strong in this third quarter.
It is, and something I noticed here, thanks to our ace statistician Dave Larson, for the entire half, Cosumnes Oaks was unable to get to the foul line.
Very, very true. Now that I'm looking at the stat sheet, just a lot of couple bucket, but this is University Prep is playing very disciplined. They're very disciplined, and they're not reaching in. They're not taking kind of the unnecessary reaches. But another key point too, they game planned really well. They switched to the zone. It's impacting Cosumnes Oaks' ability to drive and get in the inside. And a big piece of that is because they're taking away Miller. A guy who gobbles up a lot of their free throws is Miller. Hasn't been really able to get going because Hall's difficulty, as you see them talking to Lester right there as well, Hall's difficulty is kind of thrown off their inside scoring presence. So it will be interesting to see how they respond to that.
It will, and I'm sure some adjustments that we'll be able to identify early on here. Individually speaking, Stevens, 13 points in that first half, 6 each for Lippman and Hawes, and 3 each for Cox and Lanning. And for Cosumnes Oaks, 6 each for Miller and Orban, and 5 for Rayberg off the bench.
Well, now we got a little zone from Cosumnes Oaks. I like it. Try to take away those threes, close out hard on the three-point line.
Hawes doubled, swing it, Skip to the corner. Here's Cox. Patient with their offense. Still 10 on the shot clock. Hawes. Rebound yanked.
Oh, yeah.
On the line. Turnover. Wow.
I don't even think he knew where he was at on the court.
Oh, boy. Pressure all over the floor. I guess that's what Coach Sheridan Cricht had in mind. Turn up the heat.
Yeah, they need. I love when they go in there 2-2-1 press, but they're going to have to get some stops and deflections. They're just doing it to delay. No, we need to get steals.
They got exactly what they wanted with that great ball movement, and Stevens finished beautifully. Back to a 10-point cushion, 33-23. Panthers on top. About a minute and a half into the third quarter. A miss there by Lester. These guards have played very steady.
Oh, yeah. They're
Cox.
very patient. They take their time to get the right shot at the right time.
Hawes gets it back and sticks it in. He's been a problem all night for them.
He's a problem.
Up 12. Panthers playing well on the road. A tap away and near steal. Look at that hustle. Turnover. Stevens doubled. Deep range gunning, in and out. Nice rebounding position, but the taller player ruled out on that one.
On the ground. I want to see Billings create more to the middle and make a move. We know he can drive hard to the basket, but sometimes you're going to have to make a move in that position. Probably make a little move, probably a Euro step to get to that other side. He has the length and maybe would have got an extension to the and one.
Wolfpack inbound, deflected by Friesen. Stolen away. Another turnover. Contact in the backcourt by Childs. No call. Here's a kick out and a wide open three. Down! Lippman killed it. He's in for 9, and the lead goes to 38-23. Largest of the game so far. 5-minute mark. And Scrappy D, a tap away. So Rayberg comes in along with Fitzgerald. As you see Coach Stevens up off that Panther bench. Open jumper, a miss there by Orban. One and done, but here's a tie-up. Held ball, Rayberg, quick hands. Miller was there too, but I'll tell you, Rayberg has that knack for not fouling while he makes those defensive plays.
He was very smart heads-up play to get a jump ball, not get a foul or get a reach-in call. But he's really, really smart on defense. Like, he makes the right plays and moves really well to be in the right position.
Rayberg, snap it to Orban. They play catch. Rayberg, sweet drive, but a miss. Nice rebounding effort there. Friesen, tough on the offside board. He gets it back. Stevens gets the feed and returns it to him. Runner down. Friesen, Nate the skate with a bucket. And it's 40-23. You should see some of the expressions around the gym.
Some people are stunned, but this University Prep team is really well coached in a balanced attack again, but they know who's going to score. The one thing I see right now for Cosumnes Oaks on the offensive end, nobody is being really assertive to score, and Miller has to get the basketball from somebody else.
Wow. 3-second violation turns it over again. Wolfpack sputtering here. Stevens pressured, gives it up to Cox. Crafty guards. Cox, Lippman, and Lanning. Contact on Stevens, no call. Here's a poor pass, and right there, Rayberg, another steal. 2 and 2. Orban to the trailer, Miller, layup.
Good find by Orban. Get your big man the ball. You know he needs to see the ball go on the rim. Good confidence, a good run by Miller.
Break up and near steal, but Friesen gets it to Hawes. Deep J, down! Aiden Lippman.
He's lighting things up, Will.
He's got a dozen, equally split, 6 and 6. Long range miss, but a follow-up knocked down beautifully there. Hansen with the 2. We talked about long range gunning coming into this game, and here's a sample.
Good run by Miller. That was a good find. Orban could have easily put it up by itself, but he didn't. But Lippman on the other side, bang, bang, all net. Hasn't touched the rim all day.
He hasn't. No, not to be underestimated at all.
And he's a solid point guard. Hasn't made a lot of mistakes. He's been really trying to push the tempo and keep things steady for University Prep. As we see Coach Stevens right here talking to his ball club, they're always locked in, very focused. I always love to come scout, because then I get to really see the attentiveness of the players, how locked in are they with the coaches. And University Prep has something special. Coming off 26 wins, I see them doing the same thing this year.
I do too. The type of a team you really wouldn't want to play based on their excellent execution, starting with their head coach and their overall game plan. That's some clean basketball. Well, the Wolfpack has work cut out. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the third. Time to do so, but down by a bunch, and Cox will inbound for the Panthers here. And let's see some more of this extended pressure.
This pressure has to turn to steals and to points. They're not getting steals because they're just delayed press, which a lot of people don't know the difference in. You see, they didn't go run and jump. They didn't go trap. They didn't create any confusion, which was an easy beat for University Prep.
A miss there by Lippman that time. 2 of the Wolfpack collide, but no harm, no foul. High pass, shagged. Open J, a clunker. Fitzgerald, nice rebound. Here's Orban. Boy, did they need that.
Big time bucket by big time players. Good knockdown, Orban.
43-30, looking a bit better now. And a poor pass by Stevens, but run down by Lippman. Baseball up the floor, a break up, but it will go to the Panthers.
Keynote right here. Lipton, just a smart point guard. He sees the count coming. Worst case scenario, he doesn't get the ball, but it's not close to Cosumnes' basket. He just flings it, tip out, and it's still their ball, and they have 23 seconds left on the clock.
Well said, Goody. 2:15 to go, late third. Here's Stevens now driving on Fitzgerald. Hawes lines it up and kills a jumper.
Easy money when you're that size.
And nice touch. 45-30, back to the 15-point cushion. Deep J, Rayberg, no. Here's a closeout. So Lanning has it tapped away by Orban, but out of bounds to the Panthers.
I really like this Orban kid. He's so solid, makes the right plays. Kick out, oh, I'm ready. Knockdown 3.
And then the next time, what do you know? Hawes with the baseline jumper. Look at this. On the line, Panthers dodge.
And the big thing right now, if you were here, you can hear the crowd kind of upset about those screens from Hobb, but that's perfect. That's a dream deal when you are a guard. When you have pressure and you have a big man like Hobb, come set me a blindside screen. Now, yes, he's setting a solid screen, but at the same time, CO's not calling the screen out and letting their players get blown up.
Got to call him out.
Especially with a guy his size.
Lanning to Cox. 1 on the shot clock. Didn't recognize. Turned it over. One of the few.
And Coach Stevens is not happy about that. Got to be aware of the shot clock. Even if we throw a shot up, we can't let that happen. As you see on the other side, too. Frustration from CO because they have not gotten any productivity as far as scoring. Miller's not having a game like he has, only 6 points. That's not his type of game, and we got a different rotation in. So we're trying to figure something out right now if you're the Wolfpack.
A block by Stevens. The Pack will hold on to the rock, but nothing coming easy tonight.
No.
At all.
And I don't know the recruiting status of any of these kids, but they're for sure D1, D2 kids that need to be playing at the next level. Stevens, Hall, tremendous size.
Turnover on the interception by Cox on the inbound. Up the floor, a collision. Panthers will keep it, but it was a hard knock, and Lanning's wondering what crashed into him.
I like it. I like Hansen. He's come off the bench. He's playing really, really hard, being that spark for the team. He's not trying to do anything fancy. He's just trying to play hard. He's gotten a few looks on the offensive end, but good effort right there.
Lippman across the timeline, badgered hard, less than a minute to go. The runner sweetly knocked in. Lippman, oh my goodness.
Kids going on a roll right now, Will.
Jumper missed by Orban. 2 players on the deck, and we got a whistle here. Rebounding foul apparently on the Panthers. What are they going to call here? Possession to the Panthers. A little confusion there, but call it a turnover. Again, the full court pressure deployed. Rendawa doesn't want any part of it. Lippman, bad pass, but Hawes strips it away. However, the loose ball goes to the Pack here. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Tapped away. It's a turnover. Stevens has it. Send it ahead. That was a real chancy pass. Coach Stevens not happy with that. 13 seconds. Rayberg, a kick out. Open jumper missed. 2 Panthers on the board, and Hawes has it in a crowd. 3 seconds. Stevens jumper at the buzzer, off target, but after 3, the Panthers will take a 17-point cushion into the 4th quarter, and it's, oh my goodness, time here at Cosumnes Oaks. We'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Well, here we go. 4th quarter action, dead ahead. And the host, Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack, down 17 in their own tournament here. They're really going to have to put something together in these 8 minutes to advance to the title game.
Yes. They're going to have to find a way to get Miller and get Childs some points. You're losing almost 30 points with them 2 not being active tonight. So it's really, really important that they get going and maybe have a big, big 4th quarter.
That trickled off the rim. 16-7, outscored in the 3rd quarter. They beat the press again. Well, I'll tell you, I'm impressed with these guards. Steady, man, under heavy pressure.
Super steady.
Skip it all the way. What have we got here? A travel? 3 second maybe.
Maybe a foul. He's running to the table.
Yeah, he is. Okay, they're going to call a shove on Lanning.
And Coach Stevens is not happy. He's not even trying to talk.
No, when you wave your hand at an official, yeah, it's on you. Okay, they turned it over. Well, the Pack is going to have to reach back for something they haven't had yet tonight. Open daylight shooting. Pow! Badly needed.
Robinson's come off the bench and done really, really well for this team, especially when they haven't had a spark. He's been playing defense and trying to get him into the mix. But that was a quick timeout by Stevens.
Well, they needed that super bad. The X-Man, Xavier Robinson, with the 3 ball, brings them within 47-33 in the opening stages here of the 4th quarter. And I don't know if that's what's going to get him back, but they're going to have to get extra possessions off their defense.
Well, this is my third game seeing CO, and what I see is a common theme is they struggle against the zone and outside shooting. Yes, they have Orban, but they're going to need more factors than that to score on the outside to open up space for Miller. They have such a well put together high-low scheme for him to cut and dive and rise, but I cannot guard that, or I can guard him solid and just let you guys shoot on the outside, which has worked to University Prep's advantage. They're going to have to find a way within this preseason to be able to challenge that zone, because a lot of teams will get significant leads in the Delta and just play zone on them and not let them shoot.
Well said. Well said, Goody. Lanning sends it to Lippman. Nodes guards have been dynamite tonight. Stevens badgered hard there by Childs. Hawes fires away, misses short. Look at that scrap.
Talked about boxing out the guards for University Prep.
Corner J short, but he follows, gets it back, and they reload. Boy, that has to be frustrating for the Pack. Cox to Lippman. Cox left open. That's not a good idea. Look at this. They get a steal here. Childs comes up with it, drive it strong, and hit a layup. Well, Lester's bucket pulls them within a dozen.
And they're going to stop right now. The pressure, I love it. I love the pressure. They need to extend. Come on, Miller, you got to be disciplined right there, young fella. I know you want to get the ball and get to a bang out, but that was a jump pass where you needed to cut the lane and get that steal instead of pushing right there.
Non-shooting, Cox will inbound from the far side near midcourt. I think that's the first time in a long while that Cosumnes Oaks has had back-to-back buckets.
Yeah.
Look at that. Childs all over Lippman.
And Childs can defend like that. He for surely can.
Lippman misses the 3, and nice rebounding position for Miller. Still plenty of time here. Just under 6 minutes. Childs starts inside, gives it to Miller. He missed and followed with another miss. Wow.
Hall's presence is making an impact on Miller tonight.
Friesen has the rebound. Stevens sends it ahead, and there's a bump and a foul.
I like it.
Boy, Lippman has been tremendous tonight.
This kid right here is really, really good.
Let's take a look.
Way to leak out. Nobody sees you. Didn't get the contact to get to the line.
So Lippman, a good touch from up there. Let's see how he does here late in the game. Certainly fatigued, but that one was nothing but net. Rayberg in. One out of 2. 48-35. 5.5 to go. Rayberg. 2-3 zone shown by the Panthers. Break up and a steal. Knocked out. Who can get to it? The Pack will be fortunate to hold on to this one.
Really fortunate.
Well, I'm telling you. University Prep is playing equally hard, if not harder.
This is a really good ball club. Hadn't got an opportunity to see them before this weekend, but I'm really impressed with them and going to keep an eye out on what they do and how those players matriculate, because this is a really good team out of Reading. They've traveled. Weather's kind of, you can always have excuses. I think they're staying out here, is what I heard. But they've worked really, really hard, and they've been impressive for 2 nights in a row.
Well, they're sitting on a 13-point cushion. Another break up by Cox. Loose ball. Rayberg runs it down, though, to save a turnover. Wheel and deal, a miss. Cox a rebound. Man, these guards have been dynamite. Snap it up the floor. Look at that coverage by Childs. Man, Panthers will keep it. That was tremendous effort right there.
Childs can play really, really good defense. I wonder if the shoulders an impact, but he has lent his size at that position, is really tenacious when he picks up the ball full court pressure, but haven't seen a lot of those, that pressure turning into steals and turnovers. And it may due to the solidness of Lippman and the other guards that University Prep has.
I would agree with that.
They've responded really, really well, and I think this guy's been on the bench for too long, if you ask me. We need buckets, we need to score, we need intensities. He's been bringing that all night long.
Orban in, Childs out. Look at that pass into Stevens. Under 5 minutes left in this one. Stevens now looking for help. He gets it to Lippman. Oh, my word. Look at this offensive rebounding by these guards. They call it travel and turnover, but no box out on that. Time getting tight for the Pack here at the 4:40. They have to make up a 13-point deficit and get plenty of stops.
They got to cut it within 10 within the next 40 seconds before this 4-minute mark. Maybe even a score right now to a timeout, I recall, but they need to score and have some plans of what's going to happen as they chip away at this.
Wobble out.
Good find. Again, Robinson trying to be in the impact, trying to make more of a run. He came off the bench last night, played really significant minutes. And sometimes young players, it's not always about the scoring and the highest stats. It's about working hard, doing the intangibles, and that may be a way you can get in the rotation and be seen by coach.
Free throw, good. A miss there by Billings. They get 1 out of 2, 48-36, and here's a travel by Cox. That could be a start of something.
Very unexpected turnover. You see Cox coming out immediately. Coach.
Oh, he's exhausted.
Yeah, coach is like, hey, we need to keep it clean. But that was a big, on his last time out, he really wanted his team to clean up, stay sharp, stay focused, and finish this game out really well.
Well, that was badly needed. A 3-ball.
Second 3 this quarter. Xavier Robinson.
Well, he's been a boost off the bench for them when they haven't had it from their starting crew. 6 in the quarter on a pair of 3-balls. But still down 9 here. But half a quarter to go. The lead has dwindled. 15 at one point, 17 at one point. Haws to Lippman. Break up nearly. Lanning sends it back out to Lippman. Still 15 on the shot clock. Bump and run. Friesen picks up his dribble. Look at that. Lippman with a deep 3-ball, his 3rd of the game, and it restores the lead at 51-39. Jump shot flat and missed. 1 and done. Stevens the rebound. Hope's beginning to fade a little bit here now. That 3 was huge.
Might have been the nail in the coffin.
Haws attacks, and it's a charge.
And who's there to make the play? No other than Jackson Orban.
They needed that hard-nosed play there. So Haws with his third foul. He's still in okay shape here. 3:14 left.
To think that he picked those first two up in the first half, that's pretty impressive from a guy his size.
It is. And a little wipe up of a wet spot there. Coach Stevens looking on. I know one thing. If I was one of those two coaches, I'd rather be up 12 than down 12.
It's a rodeo on both sides.
It is.
Trust, because one has to maintain, and one, it's always interesting to maintain, but it's always interesting to claw back in one. So see if the Cosumnes Oak Wolfpack can gain some character right now and just finish strong.
Rayberg, Robinson fires away. Look at Orban keep that alive in front of two taller players. Drive it, run it, and a miss. Look at that rebound by Stevens. He's surrounded. Gets it to Lippman. Boy, oh boy, that guard play's been terrific. A little desperation sitting in with this pressure. The left-handed flip misses. Miller a rebound. Snap it ahead. Orban left open. He'll take that one. Pow!
Wouldn't expect anything else.
Time out taken at the 2:26 as they pull within 9. Let's see who called for that one. And they're going to take a full. The Wolfpack, that is, because Cosumnes Oak's taking the time here late in the fourth, trailing 51-42. And Jackson Orban here from the corner.
I like the ball play between those two. Two-man game on the wings. He took it, got it to the corner quick, made them come out on Orban. Then they have to respect Robinson because he's made the last 2 threes before that one. So he takes his time. They close out on him, gives it enough space for hit Orban right back in the corner, and he knocks that 3 down right on time. And Coach Stevens, again, talking to his team about finishing strong, focusing and finishing. Now, they haven't had the combination of scoring this quarter. It's kind of been all on Lipton's back for the last, this second half. But if they can finish strong, it's going to get into the foul game. They've done pretty well to this point on the free throws, so it's going to be important. But offensive rebounds.
Well, Dave Larson is giving us a great stat here. 12 offensive boards for University, half that for Cosumnes Oaks.
Yes.
And I figured he would come back with Cox, who had a nice little 3-minute rest there.
Yes, he's the other balance of that guard tandem. They work really well together.
Okay, into Haas as he runs right past Miller.
Like the press break with the big man.
Stevens to Lippman. 2:15 to go. Time very tight right now for the Pack. Lanning badgered hard by Orban. Risky pass, pull up and fire. Down! Aiden Lippman, his 4th 3 of the second half. Oh my goodness. Miller misses. The layup trickles out. He pokes it away from Haas, who saves it. Orban has it. Okay, Miller sticks that one in. That was all done by Rayberg to keep that alive. Bad pass by Lanning. The pressure caused it. Here's Orban, needs another 3 and misses everything. Rebound by Cox, who's knocked down from behind. Inbound from Cox, 1:30 to go, 10-point lead. Cox back to Lippman. Stevens to the corner. Rendawa sends it back out. Rayberg is all over everything. What an athlete.
You can tell. It's early. They're still trying to figure out rotations and still how to figure out how to get things going. But Rayberg is going to have to be in the mix of how they score offensively and how they get in things this point forward. Good steal by Martin Billings there. Count the and 1.
They count the bucket as Lippman gets knocked down on the play.
Martin Billings on that steal to get to this bucket.
Well, that was an important basket. 54-46. He has a chance to clean up a three-point play. A miss, and Hawes rebounds in a crowd. They're all over him. So we've got Lippman to inbound. Coach Kreit off the bench there, asking for an explanation. Stevens also creeping forward to hear what's going on.
My sheet has possession arrow going to blue, but I think Coach Kreit on that last one, he was talking about the tie-up on Miller. There was a little bit of contact, but again, you could tell that Hall plays very disciplined. He's not trying to swipe at anything. He's just contesting everything, which is kind of throwing Miller off. They're almost saying he might, and I would say Hall probably has about 10, 15 pounds over Miller. So it's made an impact. I think Coach Kreit was looking for that contact, but then also they wanted the last possession. I think it went to Wolfpack, to my knowledge. Went to Wolfpack the last possession. Now it should be University Prep. They're giving up a lot right now, if you ask me.
Whistle from the far side. Nice baseline camera work there by Muhammad. So 1:07 left. Pack down 8. They've crept closer. They were down 17 points at the end of the third. 47-30.
But even to get this close has been defense. It's been defense, and it's been timely buckets by not having their offensive piece. And that's something that we talked about in the last game, Vacaville.
Wow, Cox to get it to Stevens on a whirling pass. And there's a foul on Childs as he bumps Lippman with 53 seconds to go.
Easy call.
This game has been sticky from the beginning. And
this is a pretty good veteran crew that we have in the officials, so they've kept it pretty good so far.
Inbound. Lippman to Stevens. A turnover. Orban sends it ahead. A wild miss. Miller over the back, steals it away and misses a J. Cox fouled on the play.
Great makeup call because I love the intensity from Miller. I wish I would have saw this the whole game, but that was definitely over the back. He had a few bumps on that over the back, and so we waited till the second play, let the play develop before we give a call like that. But 37 seconds, they've been playing hard. I wish I would have saw the intensity from Cosumnes the whole game, and I think that's the difference for them. They're going to have to learn how to play hard the whole game, play the nitty-gritty, rugged way. They got some tremendous tournaments they're going to and games that they're going to have to play coming up, getting into the Delta. So it's really important that they find that mark and that character who they're going to be.
Cox misses the front end, leaves the door open. Rayberg a miss on contact there, and Stevens rebounds. Apparently a foul called on Childs. But boy, there was sure. Rayberg can't even believe that. He's still in disbelief.
There was a lot of contact.
A lot of contact. He got necktied.
Yeah, and he kind of double clutched to make you pay attention because not only is he a tremendously good running back and receiver and safety, but he also has tremendous hang time on the basketball court. So he tried to put that one in the ref's face as he's still talking to the ref right now during Stevens' free throw.
Another missed front end of 1-1. Still time for the Pack if they can hit some shots. Corner jump shot down. Timeout taken. Rayberg with a clutch 3 to keep their hopes alive.
And I don't know if injury or what impacted him getting out of the starting lineup, but He needs to be in the offensive package. He looks to score. He wants to score something. You have to teach that to a lot of players this day because they're so unselfish. They want to pass the ball, which I love. But at this moment, at the end of the game, when we're trying to get in, we have to get some killers. And Rayburg has been that way when he's been in. So we're trying to find him some consistent minutes. Again, they're trying to find the nucleus of the group of who's going to be their guys. They kind of know some pieces. And guys have off nights, but they're going to have to find that clear cut nucleus so they can build off that, and then everybody kind of falls into their roles and their expectations.
Good summary there, Goody, and they'll find it.
Yeah.
And what I like about Rayburg is he doesn't take bad shots.
No, he is the perfect example of a football and basketball player. Like, hey, I'm super athletic. Let me just come out and help everybody be great. And I love his mentality and his approach to basketball. He just wants to come out there and have fun and finish his year out great.
They have to get a steal here if they're going to try to stay in this game.
Yes, it's going to have to be a steal, nothing else, no fouls. But I see something deep coming.
Littman. There it is. Jump shot, a miss. What a fight for the ball. Cox grabs it, and it's a maul there. Boy, oh boy.
CO's ball.
How about that? Coach Stevens starting to squirm over there in front of that Panther bench.
If you are any natural coach and you are living and you are human, you should be on the edge of your seat right now. Your team is making you very nervous. I want them to see over deep. Cosumnes Oaks is giving it to them. Just go ahead and throw a baseball pass, keep the ball in bounds, and it'll come on this side. In worst case scenario, they're still at least 50 feet away from their basket.
This has been a 19-7 run by the Wolfpack.
And the longest 36 seconds I've seen in basketball.
Yes. Well, this is crucial. 10 seconds left on the 9.9. Childs to inbound near side. Snap it to him. The miss is an air ball by Orban. And what are they going to do here, man?
Foul sooner.
Cox.
Foul immediately. Air ball, that means immediately foul. You don't wait, especially with the time we had on the clock. You don't wait. Probably would have wanted to see Orban kind of come off snappy on that instead of trying to gather himself.
It's hard.
But that's something he'll work on throughout the year. I think he's showing his team and his coaches that he needs to be in the rotation more. He's really giving all he's got. I really like this kid. And that's what I love best. I love talking about the no-name guys who come out and really make a name for themselves and spark it up. And Jackson Orborn has done that today.
3 consecutive missed front ends of 1-and-1. Rayburg, a miss at the buzzer, and that is game. And what I would have to consider a mild upset, given the conditions that University Prep had to travel. As the visitors, a gallant comeback falls short. And the outcome is a 54-49 victory by the Panthers of University Prep out of Reading.
Really good. I got a lot of notes. I got a lot of notes to close this because I still was taking University Prep to give them the edge. They had a 26-win season last year. Cosumnes Oaks was nowhere near that, under 10. So I think this development of how Cosumnes Oaks has really been able to fight in games, be in games they're not supposed to be in, is extremely impressive to how much they're growing and how committed they are to their true development. But they're going to have to find a niche and find who they are. Get that identity. Identity is such a key piece in basketball. What type of basketball team is this going to be? Once they find that, they're going to be in the mix of things. But you're playing a team that went deep in the playoffs last year in University Prep, and they are well coached and well put together.
Well, stick around. We're going to take a little break here and then come back and wrap this up. But that was an invigorating ball game that drained everybody in the second half. So stay around, stick with us, and we'll be right back for more of the Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
What?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. The verdict is in, and the decision is final this evening here in Elk Grove at Cosumnes Oaks High School in the second semifinal contest of the Running with the Pack Invitational Tournament. And in a surprise to the local folks, University Prep of Reading stops host Cosumnes Oaks by a final count of 54-49 in a scintillating game that was certainly not a gem in terms of clean, smooth, few fouls and few turnovers. No, quite the contrary, but hard fought, tremendous intensity, and a great push by Cosumnes Oaks at the end to tighten things up. Goody?
Yes. Again, this Cosumnes Oaks team is just really, really building, trying to find those pieces, but I'm extremely impressed by University Prep. You don't get an opportunity to see a lot of teams play basketball the right way, play unselfishly as they did, have a balanced attack, and then they're led by so many solid seniors and juniors. It just allows coaching to be easy. I know Coach Stevens was under a little bit of pressure, but when you have a 6'6" kid who can do anything, who's your son, plus the other pieces that they have, they really play really well. But again, I'm going to stick with the faith in Cosumnes Oaks. I really think this team is building and trying to grow. They're 4 or 5 games in the season, so it's really, really young.
Early on. Well, we have selected our players of the game as we always do, one outstanding player from each squad. And as we see here on our graphic, I'll tell you, Aiden Lippman was the difference tonight.
Yes.
Despite the excellent performances by the Twin Towers, Stevens and Hawes inside, it was the guard play that did not fold under the heavy pressure applied by the Wolfpack. And then actually this is Orban. They had a little uniform switcheroo here, but Jackson Orban, number 10, 3-ball derby, helped the comeback effort, and Scrappy D too.
I love
involved
his
in
effort.
several turnovers.
Yeah, I love his effort. He took 2 charges tonight. That was a big-time 3 they needed. Immediate timeout. I love it. He played really, really hard with a lot of passion, and that's what I like to see out of these teams and these kids, especially when you're young players. Like, have passion, have fun when you're out there, and I think he did that. He impressed me by far, not only in the tournament, just with his presence of how he's playing, but Lippman was unreal. You know, I'm a point guard snob. Shout out to my point guards, but he played solid. This is one I know I'm going to save on a replay to show some younger players. He played hard. He made the right plays. He did not hurt his team in any way, knock down. And this is the solid balanced attack. 21 points, but 6 solid in the first. You can only ask for a player to at least get 10 points a game, but to have a solid 6, then come out with the explosive to finish the second half, 21 points, that's big.
And its floor game was equally impressive. The Pack was swarming on defense, trying to get back into the game, and he didn't fold. And really, I got to give credit to Cox and Lanning as well. But Lippman handled the ball so much at the time.
Yeah.
And, maybe a turnover or 2 in that game, which was most impressive. He got out of so many jams with smart floor play, clever dribbling, and expert passing.
What I liked about Lippman, too, he didn't do anything extra. It was no extra dribble. It was no extra fancy. He had a couple no-look dimes in there that was really impressive. But other than that, he kept the game really, really simple. I thought he had a cold look-off over here on, I think it was one of the players for Childs, I think, where he hit the step-back 3, which really sealed it. That was probably the most out he got. Other than that, straight face, came here to handle business, and I think he did that really, really tremendously well.
It was. So Jackson Orban of Cosumnes Oaks and Aiden Lippman are tonight's players of the game in a 54-49 victory by University Prep of Reading. And what does that set up? That sets up a rematch in the championship game Vacaville and University Prep, and that will be a battle.
Yes. I think Vacaville showed a little bit more today. Always, every day in the tournament, which is really well, you have 3 days to really go into any one of your bags. You know what I'm saying? As a coach, you can give different looks and do different things because you're trying stuff out right now. So it's no real serious commitment to doing something, but that's going to be a really, really good matchups. It's tons of games going on around Sacramento right now, so it's great that we got to get one.
Well, Dave Larson's stats gave an 8 rebounding edge to the visitors, largely responsible for their victory tonight, and the stat sheet definitely tips in favor of the University Prep Panthers. Well, our next telecast coming up will be a doozy. It'll be Friday, December 27th after Christmas, and it will be our appearance at the 44th annual Cordova Christmas Classic. And we saw Fletcher Johnson's Cordova crew here in this tournament. He has expanded his host tournament to 12 teams in 2 gyms, and it's a power-packed lineup. So we're giving you notice now that the CCC 44th Annual Cordova Christmas Classic will be there to tackle part of that coverage, but that would be one to go to if you're hungry for some tournament action.
44 years, one of the best tournaments in Sacramento, hands down. Can't ask for any more of the hospitality and service that Coach Fletcher provides in that tournament. A lot of teams want to come out. You're going to see at least 6 of the teams that we have ranked, 7 of the teams that we have ranked. So it's going to be a ball game. Can't wait to go scout on Thursday night, and then that Friday night coverage is going to be amazing.
Just a few of the local powers we'll see in there that you had in your rankings: Grant, Inderkum, Burbank.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And some other bubble teams, you're gonna see Kennedy in there. You're gonna see Cordova again being able to come in there and see if they can play. You're gonna see a center team in there. They have a loaded amount of teams that are coming. I'm proud of Coach Fletcher to be able to do this for this long, sustain it for the last 10 years, but also be able to bring in some more powerhouses from the city.
And he confided in some future plans. He's got to make that tournament even greater, and you'll get dialed into that momentarily. But that's the way it shakes out this evening in Elk Grove here at Cosumnes Oaks High School in the semifinal round of the Running with the Pack Invitational Tournament. A little bit of an upset here tonight as the University Prep Panthers out of Reading stop host Cosumnes Oaks by a final count of 54-49. Special thanks to our Athletic Director George Smith and our broadcast arrangements here at Cosumnes Oaks, and particularly to Martin Billings for his assistance with our accommodations here. So gratitude to those folks, and game director Nick Dunn, our new statistician Dave Larson, and Lauren Goody is on it. I'm Will James. We thank you for joining us and look forward to the next occasion when we can cross your path. So long, everyone.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. Major underwriting support this season for Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento is provided by the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television. And Folsom Lake Honda, a proud sponsor of Access Sacramento's Hometown TV and Game of the Week, and a partner in our community, Folsom Lake Honda.